Now let's learn the chain stitch. To do the chain stitch, make sure you have your starting loop on your hook around the shank. Now we're just going to go around the hook and then pull that loop that we brought around through the stitch on our hook. Now we're going to move back down to the shank while we wrap the yarn around and pull that yarn back through the loop that's on your hook. This is called the chain stitch. So as you're moving the loop down on the shank, wrap the yarn around and then pull through. We're going down to the shank to make sure we have a uniform stitch every time, because the shank is what determines the size of our stitches. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Okay, so this way you can see the full motion. Down on the shank, around, and pull through. Down on the shank, around, and pull through. And there we have our chain stitches. So now that we have our chain, let's look at each individual stitch, because I want you to be able to distinguish stitches, especially in the chain. So each V here is a stitch. Do you see the V? That's one stitch right there. So we can count the stitches on our chain right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 stitches on our chain here. If you want to add more, you just need to put your hook through the top. This is the top of the chain right here. So you just put your hook into the top of the chain. Make sure your stitch is around the shank and pull it to where the tension's good, and then add more stitches. So there you can see the 3 that we just added. The chain is the easiest stitch to make, but it's also the hardest to get past. So next lesson we'll talk more about getting past the chain and how to crochet into the chain.